Oh my god,
What's up, people of the internet? My name is Hondro, and it is that time of the week, ladies and gentlemen. We are seated here again today for Loco's PoGo podcast. Today is October the 15th, 2018. Here again with Forrest, aka Funky Dude 1. Forrest, how the hell are you?
Back again, once again. Episode 9 in the books. We're almost to double digits. Almost.
We're basically like...
It's been 84 years.
The best at this whole Pokemon Go podcast thing.
We've been pretty consistent, man. It's pretty much every week for the last 9 weeks.
Has anyone else done a podcast so revolutionary in the Pokemon Go community that it's changed people's lives?
I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Is anyone else?
Topic 1 of discussion today. Yeah, just like this update said, spawns have changed.
Tell me how you feel about it.
Well, I mean, here's what I think. I think the spawns are much diverse, very different. Such change. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's deep, man.
Yeah, that's straight to the Doge meme right there.
That is Doge.
That's Doge. That's Doge AF.
Yes.
No, I am liking seeing Pokemon that you wouldn't normally see out in the wild. They did go along and do all this weather-based changing, and they made everything a little bit more diverse. I don't know. Things are good.
Yeah.
You got any notes on it?
No, I did enjoy the diversity of spawns that have come out. There's a lot more things that we haven't seen. I saw another Wild Grimer and stuff today. So they're putting a lot of these Pokemon that you don't normally see all the time. Wild Larons, a couple more evolution ones, higher evolutions that are out there. We did see a weird nest change early in the morning, like 11 on a Monday instead of its normal Wednesday.
Yeah, because when they did this update and it went live, which goes into like the CP changes and stuff that we're gonna get into here. But
I expected when they were doing that maybe the theory that I had about 2 Pokemon per nest would come into effect.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't seem to be the case yet.
No, it just seems like they mixed it up and like there's just
which is still
more
fine.
Different Pokemon out there, which is good. Yeah. I'm pretty pleased with that. But let's get into
the serious stuff.
The big thing of the day, which was obviously, I mean, unless you guys missed it, it was quick. It was for like maybe 30 minutes that this thing was live. But they actually did release the updated CPs and HPs for all the Pokemon in the decks. The only thing that I saw that didn't change at all was Mewtwo. Every other Pokemon in the game, CP either went up or down. I was actually in the game already when it happened. So when it went live, when it went live, everything stayed the same.
Okay.
So I screen capped, and I'm actually going to go into that right now.
So I had the opposite, though. I was in the game at the same time, but mine actually showed the change
going
down.
It showed it. I restarted the game.
Oh, okay.
So this screen cap right here, it's a full video of me going through my decks. So this is the Pokemon as they were at like this the time here. It was 11:54. So I think it happened at like 11:45 or so when the change went live. But I was already in the game when the change went live. So I started scrolling through because everyone's like, "Look at your Pokemon! Look at your Pokemon! Everything's different." So when I saw that they weren't, I scrolled through my entire decks.
Okay.
So this is actually all I've got. At the time I had 1,499 Pokemon. So it's literally 15, and you can see like a champ there is still 2,800. You saw the Hundo T-Tars that I had were 3670s. The Blissey was still top, pretty close to the top. My 3150 Blissey was still up there. But then after the changes, it was pretty drastic. And the other thing that was weird, so the reason they reverted it back to the initial was because they messed something up. They glitched it, which unfortunately is all too common with this game and with Niantic. But when they actually released the CP changes and they went live in the game, which didn't require any sort of update. The update actually just dropped into the Play Store this afternoon.
But that's a server.
But that was totally different. So this was like server side update, like, and it changed when it changed the CP of the Pokemon, because from what I can tell, I haven't gone through and double verified this, but you'll see later, because it's a pretty long recording. It's literally like, this is like 12 minutes of me like going through, but we've got plenty to talk about here. So the when it went live, every Pokemon in the game's HP changed and went up, except for Mewtwo didn't change at all, and Blissey and Chansey's actual HP values went down.
Okay.
But every other Pokemon went up. So what it did was it didn't give you that little,
missing
few extra pieces of health that was added to the Pokemon. So every single Pokemon in your decks was missing a little sliver of health. So that was an obvious glitch on the server side. So
feels bad, man, for all the people who went and tried to start using potions.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally, I think I literally had like close to like probably like 1,475 Pokemon that would have needed a potion of some kind.
As soon as I saw that, I didn't even. I was like, you know what? They're gonna fix it. They're gonna do something.
I didn't touch anything in the game, and then I was actually hoping that they were gonna leave the CP values boosted, because I had a Deoxys raid so this, I was recording this like what you're seeing on the screen right now at
noon.
A couple minutes before noon, and I had a raid at 1 p.m. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. Because Deoxys, we've already passed it in here, but Deoxys, 1570 is the hundo, and then when they changed the CPs, it actually went somewhere up to over 1,700.
Okay.
So it went up about 200-ish. We'll see it here in a couple minutes. I'm just gonna let the video continue to play. That's showing it here. But.
So it would have been interesting to see.
It would have been. I wanted to try to duo it still, because I duoed one at 10:30 this morning that had Hyper Beam, and obviously you guys have seen the videos of duoing before. But I wanted to see if the buffed Deoxys was still duoable, but then they ended up reverting it back, and I was literally I got to the raid and I'd already set everything up to stream, and I was ready to go, and then I got to the raid, reopened the game, and everything was back to normal, except for all of the Blissies that had their health reverted and then reverted back are now still missing health themselves.
Because now it was back up to what it was.
So Blissies and Chanseys.
Yes.
So Blissies and Chanseys are missing health now.
And I would still right now not even touch them, because you don't know if they're going to be able to fix it server side. You
can see here at the bottom, I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon that are 10 CP before the change. So then here I'm closing out the app and relaunching it, and then as soon as it reopens, you're gonna start to see the differences in the CP. So I mean, I'll just kind of go through the list here of the obvious and like important ones. So at the top of the list here, you can see that Slacking was lowered CP. Kyogre and Groudon went up. Mewtwo didn't move. Ho-Oh went down by like 20. T-Tars all went up by like 170-ish or 100, around that. Rayquaza went up about 200. And then once I start to scroll here in the video, but now you can see the little gaps in the HP where their health bars aren't filled. So Latios went up, Metagross went up, Dragonites, like all this stuff went up pretty significantly. The birds went up very significantly, because Zapdos was 33.30 before, and now it's 35.27. It said there. Mew, it was really cool to see Mew and Celebi get a little bump.
Okay.
Because my Mew was like 30.61 and Celebi was exactly 3,000.
Okay.
So those two, Alakazam went up, Gyarados went up, Articuno, Machamp goes up almost 200, Scizor goes up about 200. Like a lot of these Pokemon, all the starters went up. So Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, Gengar goes up. Golem went up a little bit. Actually Golem, I'm gonna have to double check that.
Yeah.
Golem's close.
I think Golem was one of those that was kind of where the
Rhydon. I think Rhydon got another little buff, but there's my 3150, 3150 Blissey all the way down to 2698. So 3150 down to 2698, a very significant decrease there.
Yeah, that's a big.
Lapras doesn't really change much. Blastoise got a nice little buff there. All the like I said, all the birds go up. Tauros is close to call. Heracross looks boosted there. Scizor definitely. Kyogre and Groudon did, yes. Kyogre and Groudon certainly went up. Ho-Oh went down. I mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
All the T-Tars got boosted.
We're going to talk in a second about kind of the biggest change, the biggest ones that changed and how that kind of affects their place in meta. But as you're seeing in the video, there's a lot of changes.
Mr. Mime got a nice little bump.
Yeah.
Ludicolo went up, definitely. Camerupt, I'm not sure, actually. Camerupt, 2005. I'll have to go back into my core game and look at it, yeah. But yeah, it was very interesting to see. So it's gonna keep scrolling, and you can see kind of the buffs. Most everything, well, everything in the game, like I said, except with the exception of Mewtwo, Chansey, and Blissey, got increased HP.
Okay.
That stat, or whatever you want to call it, their actual physical HP number went up,
which in turn affects their CP. At least slightly.
Depending on, I don't know exactly how they've recalculated the stats of the Pokemon.
Well, at least on first appearance, it looks like there's all the CPs have been influenced by that.
Yeah, I mean the CPs have definitely been changed. So they either changed the Pokemon's physical stats by changing the calculation of how they calculate the stats, or that stat calculation is the same. But I mean, right here they do say that defense and stamina will be retroactively balanced. So they may not have adjusted the attack and how they do that, but it does seem like they readjusted defense and stamina.
So do you think that
which in turn changes the CPs?
Do you think that this is going to have an effect on things that were hundreds before? Are they not going to be hundreds anymore?
No, they're still going to be.
They're still going to
maintain
all their
IVs aren't going to change.
Okay, so
IVs don't change.
Are safe on that. But we talked about, so I know briefly one example you gave me was that Zapdos is now up there, or at least surpassed Raikou as far as electric attackers went. There's a couple of changes that
CP wise. So like if you look, so this was an amazing article. Like GoHub was all over this today. So GoHub actually figured out all their new stats. I don't know, I know these CP values because basing it off of the hundreds that I've seen and have, I know most of these are correct. The Mewtwo one that they have on here is wrong, though, because Mewtwo they've got listed here at 4178, but Mewtwo's stats didn't change. So Mewtwo's max was still, after the update, was 3989, I believe is his max. So I'm not sure about this one. The Mew changes make sense. And these are all obviously, these aren't, those are the base stats listed there. So like this 300, 182, 214 is, those are the base stats. So obviously a 100 IV Mewtwo is 315 attack. But so it does look like, okay, so for Mew, if I go 210, so 210, 210, 225, what was...
We're doing live science for you guys. We're trying to figure all this out.
So Mew's old stat. So Mew's old base stat was 210, 210, 200.
So stamina went up.
So its stamina went up, like, what is that? 12.5%? Is that what is... Am I doing that right? Because 25, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's 25, so it's 100 per.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, we're down to the bottom. So now, see, I had 7 10 CP Pokemon before. Now there's only 2.
Okay.
On the list. So you can see how much the HP, the way that they've redone the stats, has changed the CPs of the actual Pokemon. So old Mew's base stats were 210, 210, and 225. So it doesn't seem like they changed Mew's attack or defense stat but its HP went up about 12.5%. Now this is me scrolling through all of my wounded Pokemon. So now it's every Pokemon in the dex that is wounded.
That needed, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so Dragonite's old hundo was like just below like 3,600. So that went up about another 200 there. It seems like most of the big Pokemon went up about 200. So like if you look at Zapdos, like my hundo Zapdos that's maxed out is 3330.
Okay.
So now its max is literally almost exactly 200. So if we look at Zapdos, for example, like let's take Zapdos' stats. So 3527, its old max. We'll go. We'll put in Zapdos here.
All in all, though, good changes. It seems like they've done.
So
a good
yeah,
job
the
of
old
balancing.
hundo 3330. Okay, that was the end of that.
So again,
that video there.
253, 188, which I think were the same. So it was just the stamina that was affected when they did this update.
Yeah, so 253, 188, and so 253, 185.
Okay.
Is their new calculation. So
and stamina's way...
defense went down, and then stamina of 180, they're saying went up to 207.
So defense went up 3 points, but stamina went... Or no, these are the new.
No,
these
defense,
are the new.
defense went down,
stamina went
and
up.
stamina
Okay.
went up pretty significantly.
Went
up 27 points. And it looks like, okay, so the HP on all the birds is actually the same at 207. And then let's pull up Articuno, for example. So 236.
And 192.
I wonder if that went up there. Artie.
Let's see.
240. So his defense. So it seems like they lowered defense
But
on
gave-
things. So on things that had super high defense. So it is pretty close to what they said here. So defensive values have been reduced for most Pokemon. Changes like these will help narrow the gap between Pokemon with the highest defensive stats. So they were pretty true to their word. So the HP values have been bumped up to somewhat equalize Pokemon a little bit more. And then their defense stat, like the ones that had like really dominant defense stats, because Articuno was 249, so that's down 13 points in defense for Articuno. Its attack stat didn't change at all, so it doesn't seem like they changed the attack stats on anything. I'd be curious to look at Deoxys. Let's see.
Yep, all the way down.
Deoxys. So normal form. 345 is still the same. So
Okay.
Deoxys, yeah.
For its attack, but what about?
But now it maxes out at 3160, whereas before it was 27 something. So let's look at Deoxys. Oops, I just moved this window. I didn't mean to do that. We're looking at Deoxys.
There we go.
So yeah, before 2749 was the hundo. So 345 attack. So this one probably went up for defense. So 345, 115, and 100. So let's see. So 345, 115, 100. Nope.
No,
Defense
so just
stayed,
stamina.
but
Just HP.
But HP went up by 37. So I mean that. At least that gives you a Deoxys that goes above 3,000. But it's still funny to see that the attack form that has just outrageous attack
And then
still has just okay, but they equalized its defense across. Okay, interesting.
Because I don't think in the main games that HP ever
HP is always the same.
It
Okay,
was,
so that one's like a 37% buff on Deoxys.
that's pretty good. Yeah. In the HP stat.
Yeah,
37
for HP. I mean, but
which can help it last a little longer.
that's
battling,
a 37% buff on HP.
So all in all, good.
So
though.
it seems like it's a different percentage just based on how garbage that Pokemon's HP and how top tier its defenses were.
Love it.
So it doesn't seem like they lowered anything's defense that wasn't already low, but they also didn't increase it because like that's a pitiful defense stat. You think out of anything. So I want to actually see if they increase that one because that's got to be one of the lowest defense stats in the game.
One last thing.
Ooh,
for
let's
science.
look at Shuckle too.
Okay.
I want to look at Shuckle.
Two last things for
I want to look at
science.
Shuckle. So Deoxys
No,
attack form. Sorry.
You had it. You had it right there.
Nope. Okay, still 46. Okay, I want to look at Shuckle, though, because Shuckle's Gen 2, right?
Yep.
Shuckle.
It should be... I think it's after.
Next page. Shuckle, where are you?
There. Oh, no. I
That's
could have
right.
sworn...
Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so Shuckle.
We had a moment. We were looking for it.
So Shuckle has like one of the highest defense stats in the game.
Yes.
So after this buff goes, or buff/nerf officially goes live. So its stats go 17 attack, 396 defense, 85 in the HP department. So let's pull up what it still is currently.
17, 396, and
okay, so they don't
40.
touch its defense, but its HP goes up by a lot.
Doubles, almost doubles.
More than doubles. Wow. Okay.
Shuckle's God.
So Shuckle, when they put that back as a tier 3 raid boss, it's going to be even harder to do. Because you already couldn't solo a Shuckle. Yep. You had to duo it at the bare minimum. You might not even be able to duo it with its HP doubled.
You heard it here. Shuckle is now the best Pokemon in the entire game. And Blissey, the worst. Blissey is the worst Pokemon now.
Blissey did take a huge hit, although its HP didn't go down too much.
It just helped a little
bit. If you look at it, I don't think there's really anything else in this video that needs to be covered. So let's go back into the live game here. And I'm going to pull up Blissey as it is right now. So I haven't put any health onto the Blisseys. So Blissey lost 10 HP.
Not that much.
This one that I have lost 10 HP.
What about your
but its CP goes down significantly.
What about your Honda? Because you have a Honda, right?
I can't see it because it's on a gym
right now.
It's on a gym.
Okay.
So I can't see it. If we pull up all my Blisseys though. So this one lost 11.
So
this one lost 10, 11.
Around that same mark then.
Depending on probably if it was if it has max HP, it probably lost 11, maybe 12. Let's see actually. This one that lost 11, its HP is max. So if it has max HP, your Blisseys are probably losing 11 health points. However, the thing with the stat. So actually, let's look at Blissey.
So HP didn't change that much, but
the physical HP doesn't change that much. But Blissey goes from like 33 or 32, 3212 is a hundo maxed out currently. So if we look at Blissey, 3219, my bad. So 3219 is the current hundo. So 144 attack, or sorry, 100 base attack. So 129 base attack, 229 defense, and 510 stamina. And if we look at Blissey here, it doesn't go down that much, 496. But the defense goes down a lot. So defense goes from 229 all the way down to 169. So that's the big hit on Blissey. So and its attack went down. What? They nerfed its oh no, no. Sorry, I was looking at the 144. That was my bad. So its defense took 60 points,
which is what they're doing. They said they were closing the gap to make it more reasonable.
That's a big hit.
It is a big hit.
Its defense took 60 points, and its HP took about 15.
So the one good thing about this game, though, is that it's a live adapting game, so patches and adjustments can come throughout the course of everything. Yeah. It's not an end-all, be-all.
That's a big hit on Blissey, though, because as far as I wasn't able to test anything because it was live for such a short period of time that it was almost impossible. Like literally, all I was able to do was like get those screen caps and then try to make it to my next Deoxys. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well it actually works in raids and in actual gym battles going forward once they figure out the glitch with refilling the HP, because that was I don't have 1500
Yeah,
I don't
no.
have 1,500 potions to use. So, yeah.
How do you not have 1,500 potions?
You're going to have to get that fixed, Niantic.
You don't use all of that space in your item bag for potions?
No.
Okay.
I don't use my 2,000 space for potions only.
In other news, the other most exciting change that was released. You want to talk about it? Because you don't have it yet for some reason?
Yeah.
On your phone?
So I don't know why, but okay, so the new update just dropped officially in the Play Store today. Obviously, you could have downloaded the APK. Android users or Apple users, you already had this update. You didn't need AR Plus. You already had it. But AR Plus is now live on Android after the update today. For whatever reason, so I have a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which is supposed to be one of the supported devices.
Well, it should be, considering I have a Note 8
and I have
AR Plus.
And I went on Google Play and downloaded the AR Core app and did everything and updated my game. And for some reason, I don't have the ability to go into AR Plus mode yet.
Not sure why.
You can do it, though.
Yeah, I have a Note 8, which came out before the S9.
Yeah.
And I had AR Plus. He never got the prompt, so we're going to have to try to figure out why you didn't get the prompt initially.
I don't know. But, I went through here, and it's like, yeah, I enabled, I just don't have the option
Maybe
to do
you just
it.
have to launch the game without the AR Core installed, and then it'll prompt you to install it. Maybe you have to go through the actual game
Is that
first.
how you did it, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
It gave me the prompt when I logged in to say you have to download AR Core to do AR Plus.
Oh,
so
really?
Maybe we can try that.
Because I preemptively went on.
That
so it says a list of supported devices can be found here. So I preemptively went through here and was like, okay, Samsung, my device is supported right here.
Yep.
So I went in, found the AR Core app, downloaded it.
You done messed up, Aaron. You done messed up trying to get AR Plus. So we're going to fix it off stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess.
Or off podcast.
I suppose so. All right.
But that's about it for AR Plus. It's, nothing special to write home about. I know Apple users were kind of shoving it in people's faces for a while, but all you're doing is really tossing more balls and losing Pokemon faster, in my opinion. Things are glitching and running faster. AR is weird to try to throw Pokeballs at, I guess, because I never have it turned on ever.
Yeah,
anything.
I don't use AR mode.
It's weird to get used to a new throwing mechanic when you're so used to something else. Maybe that's what it is, but I don't think it's anything that's game-changing. Wish this update would have come out a year ago, maybe, when AR Plus,
so
or
we
at
could
least
play around
closer
with
to
it,
the
yeah.
other one. But at this point, you get an extra maybe couple hundred experience points for expert handling or whatever it is per catch.
But yeah, if you guys are curious to see if your device is compatible, if you click on their blog post, just follow the link. So it takes you to this. You have the blog post, help center, takes you to this screen, supported devices. Click here, boom. Here's all your devices. So if you're curious to see if your device is compatible, most likely it is if you bought a phone in the last 2 years. So
if you have a Razor, you're kind of out of luck.
If you need it, follow the links and you will find it.
If you have a Nokia, like an old flip phone, or a Razor, you're probably out of luck. Probably you probably haven't been able to play Pokemon Go. But besides that. So,
all right. Do we want to talk about Deoxys today?
We can.
So, kind of teased it earlier. I'm going to say this right at the top. Today was very nice as far as the amount of raids. So, you guys know that I was able to do 3 on the first round of Deoxys. So, I upped my game.
You did 4.
And I was able to do 4 this time, baby. Woo!
He did 4. Meanwhile, I have a story to share about how I kind of screwed myself over on getting more passes for right now.
Tell the people.
Okay, so I received a pass for this round for today, the 15th. I guess last week or whenever they went out. I received a pass for that. Everything was fine. But our normal amount of people that received passes was glitched this go around. I remember asking people in our normal raid groups who got a pass for the 15th, and there was maybe 10 people or so that I know that were only these 3 stops had one.
It's because so here's what happened. They sent out an initial round that was uber glitched that like almost nobody got passes. And then I actually had one shared to me from that round, and then those were abruptly canceled. And then the next day, they sent out the actual new ones, which I was able to get one, and then have an additional one shared to me.
So it was weird for me because I got that initial round, and then I think the Friday or whatever, Thursday or Friday is when they released the new passes for next Monday.
No, that was this Sunday.
Or was it Sunday that they did it?
It was Sunday.
Well, I just know
this past Sunday they released them for
the 22nd.
Yeah.
And I was one of the few.
This past weekend, maybe it wasn't Sunday. Yeah. I don't know what day it was. I'm lost, man.
Let me tell my story. Let me tell my story. Okay, so I was one of the few that didn't get a pass for the 22nd, but I was hearing that a lot of the people who didn't get a pass for the 15th ended up getting a pass for the 22nd. I was under the assumption because there are different waves of passes that went out, that the 15th and then the 22nd. One of my friends, Mitch, had a pass for the 22nd. He sent me the invite because I wanted to be able to attend one next weekend. I didn't know that him sending me an invite for that one prevented me from getting more invites for this current wave. So there was the 1 o'clock raid, I think, that you were at today.
Yep.
That last minute, there was a couple people that are in a normal group that still had an invite available, and they were trying to send it to me, but it was saying that I still had an invitation.
Yep.
That I currently have an invitation to attend one. So I knew it wasn't because of the initial one I got at 4 o'clock today. I knew it had to do with the one I received, but the way that the EX passes are now, I also didn't want to just completely kill a pass just to have an extra one today, because if you decline an event,
you can't get it again. And that person can't send it out to anybody else.
Mitch couldn't send it out to anybody else, and then I wouldn't be able to accept it again at a later date.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, it wasn't really worth it, and it's a weird week anyway because of the way that passes went out and the amounts.
Yeah, I don't really know hardly anybody that actually got passes for the 22nd.
Yeah.
But you and I, because you and I had the same 4 o'clock pass for today. Mm-hmm. So that was the last raid of the day that I did, and it was kind of nice getting that one as the last raid of the day because then I was able to get one for 10:30 this morning at the Sprint store.
Yep.
And then after I did that one, I got the one for 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then after I did that one, I got another one for 4 o'clock at Chaparral Park at Katie Dugan. Yep. And then did that one and then drove up the street to do the other one that started at 4 o'clock.
Which is what we had discussed last time, is that it's almost better to have the pass that's given to you by Niantic to be
the latest
at the end of the day, because then you can progressively get more passes given to you.
Or, what you have to do is, as long as the pass that is shared to you is the earliest one possible, then you can continue to get passes shared to you. You just have to kind of get lucky. Like, I got super lucky today. I was literally just like, hey, does anybody have a pass to the 1 o'clock raid? After I did the 10:30 one, I was like, hey, does anybody have a pass? And Jack was like, yeah, I've got one. Thanks again, Jack. Yeah. If you're listening to this, thanks again. I really appreciate that. And then it was literally the same. I was like, hey, does anybody have a spare pass for Katie Dugan at 4 o'clock? And Chris was like, yeah, I got one. And I was like, oh!
And I was trying to do that exact thing. And now that we learned through my error, which kind of screwed me over.
So don't get one a week in advance.
So what it is now they're counting it as an entirety. Even if it's for next week, they're checking to see if you have an invite at all.
Yeah, if you have an invite that is for further down the line, then
wait until
any other
after
raid.
The day that the current round is going. So I can't accept another invite for any other EX raid until
you've done
after 11:30 next Monday.
Yeah,
because that's the time that raid is at. So had I known that, I would have told my friend Mitch to not hang on to it, but still have me down for his invite, but send it on Tuesday after the Monday raids.
Yeah.
Or, so plan ahead. This is our, kind of warning to you guys from my experience of saying this is how you guys can do it. We're learning the science behind it and how you can take advantage of as many passes as possible. communication is key. Communication, and now you're hearing it from us about like what to do and what not to do and how it works as we're discovering it.
Yeah.
So
if you wanna stack these passes, always try to get one from a ultra or best friend that is the closest to the current date and time as physically possible.
Yes.
Always get the earliest possible one, so that way, if you have like our core group, there's plenty of people. Like I'm ultra friends with, I've got like 104 friends on my friends list, and I'm pretty sure I'm ultra with like 50 of them. So I'm ultra with like half my list, and these are all people that raid and do stuff all the time. So it's pretty easy for me to find out who got ones to the early raids, request that pass to share, and then go from there.
Well, and it's almost beneficial because of what you guys were able to do today with the 2 raids that were at the same time.
Yeah.
You guys had enough people because this is
Deoxys is so easy to beat.
I know that this form is easy to beat, but even if you planned ahead and say you have one for this and this, if you plan ahead and say have a friend who's willing to wait, if they only have the 1 pass at a different location, if they're willing to wait for you and they want to do that to where you can guarantee you have enough people, if you're not confident about being able to duo it, because I know not everybody has that capability if they're not powered up. But
I think it's pretty.
I know if they're not powered up, but in general, you can plan it out properly and say, okay, well, we're going to do this one right at 4, and then we're going to have that same group who had invites to the other one, or vice versa, over and do a whole.
And that's pretty much what we did today. I had shared my Newton pass at 4 o'clock with Sparky again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, Sparky, I've still got this pass because Chris, who had shared his sprint one with me this morning, I was like, if you want my Newton pass, it's yours because you shared this one with me. And then Jack was the same way.
Okay.
Because I was like, hey, because I was like, oh, I'll offer it just because Chris was like, well, I got to work, so it kind of be hard if anybody else wants it. So I offered it to Sparky, and then Sparky was like, heck yeah, I want it. So
because Sparky didn't get one. She was telling me she's got the curse of like never really getting EX
Sparky,
raids.
if you're listening, you gotta raid a little bit. I'm calling you out. You gotta do some raids.
We're still calling her out. We're trying to get her on the podcast. So
you gotta do some raids. Do some raids, Sparky. Okay.
You're only allowed on here after you've earned your own EX pass.
We love you, Sparky. But yeah, so I was able to duo the later one again with Sparky, and then do the other one that started at 4 o'clock with Chris, who shared that one to me, and then he already had one for Newton also.
Okay.
So it was, we made sure. Because I made sure, because I was like, well, I promised, I told Sparky we'd duo it, but I made sure that there was other people that were going to be late there, because Chris and I were coming from Chaparral to Newton, and I was like, well, I'll make sure that there's people there, so that if, in worst case, I was like, we don't have to duo it. We all know it can be done. It's just kind of fun, like, to do it. So, worst case, you can join with us, but there was still plenty of people arriving late to do that raid. So
I kind of want to start a new group with our people that's just literally a chat that's only for EX packs. Like the EX packs, like exchanging though. Like just not even regular raids, just that to figure out who has what pass, what invites can be shared, etc. Just one group that's at least our core people, because we could limit it to the 30 people that we have.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because then we can all communicate in there, and it's clear. You can look back, see who has what pass, all that stuff. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe these are our people who listen. My
October the 1st Deoxys, got my 96 in there, and then these are all my 15ers.
Yeah, I got a 90% today.
Oh, you got a 90?
I got
91?
well, like 89 or 90.
Oh,
it's like right on the cusp, because Stacy got one that was like 91.
This was the best one I got today, 1544.
That's like a 96 or something, right?
No, it's not going to be that high. Defense exceeds. 93? I don't know. I can punch it in. I can punch it in right now. Let's see.
I try to eyeball it out sometimes.
Because I'm going to guess like mid-80s. 67, 2500, defense. Boom, boom. 89.
Okay.
Garbage. Transfer. Yeah, the only one of these that I'll even bother doing anything with is the 96. So
unless you get a hundo.
Yeah, unless I get something better than a 96. Chris actually, who shared the pass at Katie Dugan for 4 o'clock, he got a 98.
Did he?
He got an attack defense 98.
Well, and then Zach
at Newton Tree got a hundo. So congratulations to you guys on those beast Deoxys normal forms. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean that was the CPHP thing today was just
well, and we'll see how it's gonna play out
nuts.
because it's still going back and forth. It's like they took it away now to try to fix the glitches that were happening.
And now all my Blissies and Chanseys are missing 10 HP.
Yeah,
but I refuse.
No drive-by Blissies now. You can't drive by and drop Blissies unless you heal them.
I refuse to heal them myself. I will not. So yeah, I think that's everything. Do I still have them?
That's everything for now.
Yeah, the only other thing that's hurting here is my T-Tar from the EX raid, which I can drop some portions on. Portions. Oh yeah. But yeah, all my Blissies and all my Chanseys are hurting. Poor little guys.
Girls. They're all girls. Chanseys are exclusively female. FYI.
Don't lie to me.
No, seriously. Dead serious.
What's the deck say?
Literally, Chanseys and Blissies are only female.
Don't lie to me.
Watch his brain explode right now when he learns this fact.
No.
Yeah,
that's not gonna.
It's true.
It's not gonna explode my brain.
It's true.
Female, boom.
Only female.
I knew it the whole time.
Same as Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, only males. The Hitmon family can only be male.
That's weird because Tyrogue wears a skirt and so does Hitmonchan. Dang though.
Mind blown.
Dodes, how do they reproduce? What about Tyrogue?
They have to breed with the same egg group. It's like Gen 3 when you find out that Wailord and Skitty are in the same egg group and they can breed.
Yeah, I totally knew that about Chansey and Blissies. Yeah. So.
Did you know that Wailord and Skitty can make eggs in the game?
That's gross, man.
They can. Weird.
You're nasty, bro. No one wants
the things you know.
No one wants to hear that.
The more you know. Cue the little star logo right now.
But yeah, if you guys are interested in going through the updated stats, as I'm sure they will be reverted to soon. All except for the only thing that was a standout that didn't look right. But yeah, look at that. Raikou's actually weaker it's lower CP than Zapdos now.
The only thing that didn't change was Mewtwo, right?
Yeah,
Mewtwo?
the only Pokemon that I saw that absolutely did not change was Mewtwo.
And specifically in this chart too. This chart is pretty much up to date except for Mewtwo.
This chart has Mewtwo changed, but when they did the update, I mean I've got the video evidence. You guys saw it earlier.
Yep.
My 96 Mewtwo was still 39. I don't want to catch the rat. Was still 39.63. So
it could be youngster Joey, man.
I will run away from
youngster
that.
Joey.
I will run away from that rat. I will not catch it. But yeah. So if you guys are interested, check out GoHubs.
Why you clicked on Miltech?
Check out GoHubs. Happy Mill Tits. But yeah, it's really cool. They got really good information on here. This is probably going to be my new go-to for looking at the stats up until the point that Poke Assistant updates theirs for IV checking and such and so forth. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have anything else? I mean,
no.
This is pretty intense info dump day. So I'm excited to see the new CPs. I'm excited to get over 3,000 bump to Machamp. That's going to be cool. T-Tar going up to like 38, 34 is pretty beast. The slight changes to Groudon and Kyogre, and then all the birds, all the legendaries really, except for Mewtwo that got boost. So it'll be exciting to do some testing and see how strong of fighters they still are, or strong of defenders. It'd be nice that now that since some of the birds are even more boosted, hey, maybe let us add them to a gym,
right,
or something. You know,
we'll see.
We'll see.
But in other news, I will be one level older in real life next time that we record a podcast.
That was the dorkiest way you could possibly say your birthday's coming up, bro.
Yep. Leveling up. I'm leveling up in life.
Nerd. You're a nerd.
Don't judge me.
All right. Forrest is a nerd. I'm Loco Hondro. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for Pokemon Go content. Thank you guys so much for listening / watching. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on socials. Links are in the description below. And until next time,
Peace,
Poke Trainers.